The fiber optics light show makes the magic of pixie dust come alive.
The pixie dust is definitely out tonight, so stay with us, folks.
Pixie magic, pixie dust. Magic dust, pixie dust. Magic pixie dust.
Pixie.
What is it?
Pixie dust.
Pixie dust.
Pixie dust? Magic self-healing server pixie dust.
How's it work?
Server goes down, sprinkle on the pixie dust, servers back up. Use it regularly and servers solve their own problems. Easy.
I like it. What's it cost?
It's cheap.
Cheap.
Soy-based.
Soy-based.
Biodegradable.
Looks like we got a winner.
The Justice Department releasing a partial batch of the Jeffrey Epstein files, missing today's legally binding deadline for all of the documents. The release includes many previously released files, in addition to thousands of newly released photos and a lot of blank pages, too. Eyewitness News reporter Tim Pulliam live in the newsroom with many of those images. Tim.
Mark, so far there's been very little mentioned about President Trump in this latest release of the Epstein files. Now, the Justice Department failed to put out all the documents today. The agency says it needs more time to go through the files to protect the ongoing investigation. Now, tonight we are seeing new images of high-profile celebrities in the documents without any context. A stockpile of new photos just released from the Epstein files, including these showing convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein and his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, each with high-profile figures.
I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, to the love and care, and I'll take it there, girl. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, to the love and care, and I'll take you there. Yes, I will. Nothing can stop this burning desire to be with you. Gotta get to you, baby.
From late pop star Michael Jackson and billionaire Richard Branson to former President Bill Clinton lounging in a hot tub.
Won't you come as emergency? Cool the fire, yearning, honey, come set me free. Don't you know now is the perfect time? We can dim the lights just to make it right in the night. Hit the love spot. I give you all that I've got. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, and the love and care, and I'll take you there.
In this photo, Clinton is pictured with someone whose face is redacted, but the images released by the Department of Justice lack context. A spokesperson for Clinton criticized the release, writing, "They can release as many grainy 20-plus-year-old photos as they want, but this isn't about Bill Clinton. Never has, never will be. Everyone, especially MAGA, expects answers, not scapegoats."
Yes, I will. Yes, I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, and the love and care, and I'll take you there. Yes, I pretty young things, repeat after me. Say na na na, na na na, say na na na, oh, take it there, take it there.
Friday's release also includes hundreds of thousands of documents, including the first known complaint in 1996 when a woman accused Epstein of participating in child pornography. That woman claiming Epstein stole photos she took of her younger sisters, aged 12 and 16.
Just to see it in writing and to know that they had this document this entire time, and how many people were harmed after that date, it just, we've been saying it over and over, but to see it in black and white that way has been very emotional.
I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, the love and care, and I'll take you there, take you there, take you there. I want to love you, pretty young thing. You need some loving, and the love and care, and I'll take you there, take you there. Ooh.
Friday was supposed to be the day all files would finally be released under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, approved by Congress last month. The DOJ says it needs more time to review the trove of documents for sensitive materials, and there have been no orders to redact anything related to the president.
There's no effort to hold anything back because there's the name Donald J. Trump or anybody else's name, Bill Clinton's name, Reid Hoffman's name. There's no effort to hold back or not hold back because of that.
Some Democrats in Congress are now threatening legal action if the DOJ doesn't release all the Epstein files.
This is absolutely breaking the law. I mean, they have not produced actually what they were required to do, which was all the files by today.
Again, the DOJ says it needs more time to review all the files and make sure victim information is redacted and then release it to those documents over the next several weeks. The Epstein case is still under investigation.
I'm presenting her right now. Baby, take a bow.
Where'd you find that lovely cameo?
I'm presenting her right now. Baby, take a bow.
If you found out we weren't alone, if someone showed you, proved it to you, would that frighten you?
Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at today. Today is today's.
People have a right to know the truth. It belongs to 7 billion people.
What is it?
You wouldn't believe me if I told you. So I'm gonna show you.
What are you gonna do?
Full disclosure.
Hear them whispering.
Isn't she the sweetest thing?
You're a standout.
She's cute, she's sweet, she's swell, she's grand. Who's the future Mrs. Hemingway?
Just a minute, ladies. I'm presenting her right now. Baby, take a bow.
Everybody's asking me, who's that bunch of personality? I'm presenting you right now. Daddy, take a bow. Everybody wants to know, who's that great big handsome Romeo? I'm presenting you right now. Daddy, take a bow.
To the whole world. All at once.
People keep wondering. Encountering the unknown.
They're coming! They're coming!
They are starved for the truth.
Do you think there could be others?
Why would he make such a vast universe? yet save it only for us.
Some lawmakers are obviously demanding the full release of the Epstein files, but where do those efforts stand?
Yeah, Jerika, actually just in the past few minutes, we just got the release from the House Oversight Committee of 33,000 pages of documents related to the Epstein files. These were released by the DOJ, and the Oversight Committee has their hands on them, and they are combing through, as will our gracious team of reporters back in our Washington bureau, combing through all of these documents.
Blue Origin made history today, sending 33-year-old Michaela Benthaus to the edge of space. She is a German aerospace engineer, and she just became the first wheelchair user to make this trip. Blue Origin says its launch tower is equipped with an elevator, and the crew capsule did not require any modifications because both were originally designed to accommodate people with disabilities and reduced mobility. Blue Origin says it hopes to continue this in other aspects of space flight and exploration.
These live Q&As, some of them were very silly. So we got one. Mark, are the allegations true that you are secretly a lizard? I'm gonna have to go with no on that. I am not a lizard, but keep the high quality comments coming in.
But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human still. But I was just referring to myself in the past. Not that I was not human.
Close that for me?
All right, here we go. There you go. This is Orion, our first fully functioning prototype, and if I do say so, the most advanced glasses the world has ever seen.
Just run!
Oh my god.
Oh no, there's a lot of them! Oh no!
That's nuts.
Oh boy.
When they come at you, I really thought they were coming at me.
I was so terrified. Like, it felt so real. I mean, that was incredible. I want to spend my entire life inside of that universe.
That was like so much fun. The aliens were chef's kiss. Spooky, breathless, well, terrifying, if I'm going to be honest.
Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet I ask you, is not an alien force already among us? What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war?
Well, there have been increasing reports of drone sightings in New Jersey and now New York, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, and Maryland. This has residents rattled and lawmakers calling for action. As a precaution, the FAA is temporarily prohibiting drone flights over an Arsenal military base. Well, there's been a number of sightings. It's also prohibiting drone flights over Trump National Golf Club, Bedminster. Here's Erica Brown in Washington.
There's one right above us.
This is weird.
And then there's one over there.
Over New Jersey and other parts of the East Coast, people are struggling to make sense of a rash of recent drone sightings.
The disclosure.
Hey, are your ideas for global takeover falling apart? Are you losing sleep over humanity's mass awakening? Is false flag terrorism fizzling out?
Evan Cutler was driving home from work after midnight when he says he saw something unusual in the sky.
The enormity of this object, combined with the fact that it was, looking at my watch, 12:43 in the morning, made me think this is something that is bizarre.
I don't believe that the United States of America, with its military capabilities, does not know what these objects are.
Global warming gone cold on you? Do you want those global warming deniers to just go away? Are all your phony economic crises being exposed? Is the price of gold defying all your attempts to fix it? Isn't killing the Gulf of Mexico and poisoning millions of people reducing the population fast enough for you?
New Jersey Senator Andy Kim spent time with police to get a better idea of what people are experiencing during the growing number of drone sightings in the region.
Sometimes, they appear to be quite low to the ground. They seem like they hovered and weren't necessarily moving, changing some directions.
On his social media site, President-elect Donald Trump wrote, "Mystery drone sightings all over the country. Can this really be happening without our government's knowledge? I don't think so."
War, famine, and GM food not getting it done either? No? Well, don't give up. Get disclosure.
On Halloween Eve, 1938, CBS radio broadcast reports of a devastating alien invasion advancing on New York City. But all was not as it seemed. Orson Welles' audacious adaptation of the classic sci-fi novel The War of the Worlds, presented as a news bulletin coming live from the suburbs of New Jersey, not only frightened some listeners into calling the cops, it changed how American artists tell stories. It was the height of the golden age of radio, a time when millions of Americans relied on radio to stay informed and educated about the world.
Childhood's End is about an invasion of the Earth by a peaceful race.
The overlords are a superior intelligence.
Pretty much the most polite alien invasion story that you will ever witness.
They tell everyone to stay calm.
We have come to help mankind.
We're not conquerors, we're enablers.
And then they explain that they're going to create a utopia.
They sort out our wars, they cure our diseases. We no longer have to fend for ourselves, everything's just kind of perfect.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, a little too amazing.
You'll be able to unite mankind with a phony problem and enslave them with one world government and taxes.
The idea of a utopia is a little bit disconcerting.
There are no wars anywhere on the entire planet. They've given us the tools to cure our most terrible diseases. It's not like they're controlling us here.
Is that the end of your fairy tale?
Listeners were used to tuning into adventure shows like The Lone Ranger, sitcoms like Amos and Andy, and soap operas like Painted Dreams. For many, the War of the Worlds broadcast came as a huge shock to the system. Although the program began by informing listeners that it was, in fact, a drama. By purposefully blurring fact and fiction, it forced listeners to question the validity of what they were hearing.
Everybody runs by the same rules. Everybody is polite and nice and looks reasonably similar.
Without struggle, there's not a lot of grit in the oyster.
We get peace, we get security, we get harmony, but we lose a lot of cultural identity.
The lack of creativity is damaging. There's no motivation to do anything in utopia. There's no germs, no hot dogs that are notoriously bad for you.
Those types of things are important.
Music and culture and art, it kind of disappears.
Ultimately, this infamous radio broadcast gave the book a new lease on life, spurring countless further adaptations for the stage, TV, and the silver screen, and proved beyond doubt that storytelling and mass media could combine to manipulate a nation.
Make us healthy, make us sleepy, make us fat. But if you challenge them, they come down like a fist.
Childhood's End doesn't have an optimistic view, doesn't have a pessimistic view. It's about reality, the reality of the universe.
What do they want?
I think the business of creating this kind of utopia is an attempt at sugaring the pill.
Why are we being kept in the dark?
Just because the world appears to be perfect There is still human feeling. It's okay to have questions.
Half the world thinks that you're their salvation. The other half wants to blow you out of the sky. The entire thing is summed up in that there is someone else pulling the strings here, and as much as you'd like to think that you have control, and that we allow you to think you have control, you don't.
How can you be sure that what you see and hear is real or fake?
Let the public know and now. Otherwise, shoot them down.
You've got to tell them what's going on.
If we sort out your economic crises, health care, put an end to wars, then you will be ready for the really rather nasty news that I have to tell you.
Dress this up in as much hippy-dippy crap as you like. This is an invasion.
It feels good to be here in the land of enchantment and far away from a place of disenchantment on the banks of the Potomac. Jack, are you sure you want to go back there? Of course, having once been an astronaut, Jack Schmidt is probably the only one who feels at home there, because Washington is in orbit most of the time about one thing or another. You know, when he was first elected to the Senate, he probably thought that, like E.T., he had landed on another planet. He was one of the few among those alien big spenders.
How much does this thing cost?
The economics of the future are somewhat different. You see, money doesn't exist in the 24th century.
In 1985, 1987, and 1988, Ronald Reagan would foot-stomp the unifying alien threat concept as follows.
I couldn't help at one point in my discussions privately with General Secretary Gorbachev, when you stop to think that we're all God's children wherever we may live in the world, I couldn't help but say to him, just think how easy his task and mine might be in these meetings that we held if suddenly there was a threat to this world from some other species, from another planet, outside in the universe. We'd forget all the little local differences that we have between our countries, and we would find out once and for all that we really are all human beings here on this earth together. Well, I don't suppose we can wait for some alien race to come down and threaten us, but I think that between us we can bring about that realization.
You're so hypnotizing. Could you be the devil? Could you be an angel? Your touch magnetizing. Feels like I am floating. Leaves my body glowing. Say, be afraid. You're not like the others. Futuristic clever. DNA. They don't understand you. You're from the heart of the world, a different dimension. You open my eyes, and I'm ready to go. Lead me into the light.
Rebalancing investment, harnessing science and technology, and advancing the transition to net zero emissions, all elements of the Great Reset, are fundamental to building the future we need. We have already called for an economic stimulus package equivalent to a double-digit percentage, more than 10% of the global economy. Last week, the United Nations, together with the governments of Jamaica and Canada, convened the largest gathering of world leaders since the start of the pandemic to lay solid foundations for a sustainable recovery based on the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development and the Paris Agreement.
In our obsession with antagonisms of the moment, we often forget how much unites all the members of humanity. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize this common bound. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world. And yet, I ask you, is not an alien force already among us?
We must build more equal, inclusive, and sustainable economies and societies that are more resilient in the face of pandemics, climate change, and the many other global challenges we face. As momentum builds for a fairer and more inclusive recovery, the Great Reset can help to enlarge the conversation and integrate the thinking into financial systems and global markets. Together, we can make faster progress as we work to end the COVID-19 pandemic and build a more stable, peaceful, and prosperous world for all.
What could be more alien to the universal aspirations of our peoples than war and the threat of war? But I've often wondered, what if all of us in the world discovered that we were threatened by a power from outer space, from another planet? Wouldn't we all of a sudden find that we didn't have any differences between us at all? We were all human beings, citizens of the world, and wouldn't we come together to fight that particular threat?
If we had to start over and these survivors became the architects of the next civilization, how would you do it?
Who are you when you are in the most painful, dire situation? What kind of person are you? Are you someone who gets up and fights and has hope?
This is about how to try to retain your sense of humanity when just about everything is being taken away from you.
I know that they don't want us here. Not any of us.
Skitters came after us like locusts. All they wanted were the kids.
Kiss me, infect me with your love and fill me with your poison. Take me, wanna be a victim, ready for abduction. You're an alien, your touch of fire is supernatural, extraterrestrial. You're so supersonic, wanna feel your power, stun me with your laser. Your kiss is cosmic, every move is magic. You're from a whole other world, a different dimension. You open my eyes, and I'm ready to go, lead me into the
National Security Communications Advisor John Kirby says it appears many of the reported sightings are actually manned aircraft that are being operated lawfully.
We saw blinking, like lots of blinking things up in the sky. It really has been very disturbing knowing that all these drones are flying over the entire state.
The FBI, which is among several agencies investigating, released a joint statement with the Department of Homeland Security saying there's no evidence the reported drone sightings pose a national security or public safety threat.
E.T. home phone.
E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home. E.T. phone home.
People cannot come up here and see the indescribable beauty of our earth and not be touched in their souls. There's no borders, there is no conflict, it's just peaceful. And you see the thinness of the atmosphere. It makes you realize how fragile our existence here is.
La Terra è troppo fragile, è tanto capace di fare del male, di distruggersi, no? E lei è andato proprio a guardare con gli occhi di Dio.
I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the 6th branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement. Aliens are going to be gone fast. The American astronaut embodied the incredible spirit of America, the confidence of a cowboy, the skill of a fighter pilot, the ambition of a scientist, and the courage of a true, brilliant, tough warrior.
We are going in with first wave.
You smash the entire area. You kill anything that has your legs. You dead me? We get you, sir.
But they will face an enemy more devastating than any ever imagined.
Does the president believe in the existence of UFOs?
Somehow that question hasn't come up in our back and forth over the last couple days, but I will check into that and be happy to circle back.
And as I said, they will be met with fire, fury, and frankly power, the likes of which this world has never seen before.
We're under attack, sir. We need retrieval now.
We're going to have the Space Force.
Someone made a damn mistake.
Somebody criticized me the other day because they asked me what I do, and I said, I'm going to bomb the shit out of them. They've got to be stopped.
TriStar Pictures takes you to the front lines.
Get them out of here! Get out!
Kill them all!
Space Force.
Troopers.
There is absolutely nothing Americans can't do. When we get together, there's nobody even close.
We choose to go to the moon in this decade and do the other things. Not because they are easy, but because they are hard. Because that challenge is one that we're willing to accept, one we are unwilling to postpone, and one we intend to win.
The drink the astronauts took to the moon.
Astronauts to the moon.
Tractor beam. Sucked me right in.
I was going to say thank you very much. I mean, that's, as a science journalist, my question is, through your career and your writing and your acting, you've inspired so many people to enter the sciences. How do you balance science with science fiction? They're both the same.
I'm excited about it, and the idea is to democratize space, to lower the cost of getting to many destinations in our solar system. And the reason you do this, everybody, the reason a society does this, there are two questions, Lauren, that we have all asked. Where did we come from? How did we all get here? Where did we come from? And are we alone in the universe? And if you want to answer those two questions, you have to explore space.
If I could turn the page and time that I'd rearrange just a day or two. Close my eyes. But I couldn't find a way, so I settled for one day to believe in you. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies, tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Although I'm not making plans, I hope that you understand there's a reason why. Close your eyes. No more broken hearts. We're better off apart. Let's give it a try. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. could turn the page and time that I'd rearrange just a day or two. Close my eyes. I couldn't find a way, so I settled for one day to believe in you. Tell me lies. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies. Tell me lies. Tell me lies. Oh no, you can't disguise. You can't disguise. No, you can't disguise. Tell me lies, tell me sweet little lies.
Our journey into space will not only make us stronger and more prosperous, but will unite us behind grand ambitions and bring us all closer together. Wouldn't that be nice? Every launch into the skies is another step forward toward a future where our differences seem small against the vast expanse of our common humanity. Sometimes you have to view things from a distance in order to see the real truth. It is America's destiny to be at the forefront of humanity's eternal quest for knowledge. It is America's destiny to be at the forefront of humanity's eternal quest for knowledge.
So, Mark, I put it to you, you're talking utter nonsense.
It's obviously utter nonsense. It's obviously insanity. In fact, I encourage anyone that's listening to the sound of my voice, don't Google flat Earth. Don't do it.
Take my word for it. I could be a mental patient recently released from an institution.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement.
1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat, and 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet.
Now, one thing I really want your generation to embrace is that the Earth is a closed system. We cannot leave the Earth. There's no place to go.
Force field. It's a dome. We're at the edge of the arena.
Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. And it may be hard to see tonight, but we are all standing under a glass ceiling right now. And the light is shining through like never before, filling us all with the hope and the sure knowledge that the path will be a little easier next time.
I'll tell the government right now, tell you right now if you're listening, NSA, CIA, I'm available, okay? If you show me all the real wreckage, I swear to God, I will make fun of that crap to the end of time. I'll make up stories. I'll lie to my mother. I don't care. You show me a UFO, I'll lie to my mother.
I'm only going to say this 3 times. Disclosure! Disclosure! Aliens may or may not be real. Your home may be at risk from those possible aliens. No major credit cards accepted because there is only one currency under a one world government. Prepare to die screaming, probably. Disclosure is compatible with Project Bluebeam. Do not employ critical thinking.
The gains have been substantial, both for ourselves and for you, the human power elite. You have given us entree to the resources we need in our ongoing quest for multidimensional expansion.
You still don't get it, do you, boys? There ain't no countries anymore. No more good guys. They're running the whole show. They own everything.
He's a tall, Caucasian male, doesn't appear armed, wearing sunglasses.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Well, that's all, folks. That's my line. Step aside, babe. Let a star do this. That's all!
That's all, folks!
Can I go home now?
Over the horizon. Over the horizon.